So my name's Kamila Danowska. I'm in my first year of studying Esports here at Staffordshire University. To me, esports is competitive gaming basically, so taking the usual playing of video games and doing that at a more competitive level where you compete against other players, sometimes for money, sometimes just for fun. I was actually in the middle of applying for a totally different degree. I was going to do cybersecurity, but then I found out about this degree and it just clicked for me, because for me it was in 2016 I went to an esports event. And it was just the feeling I had when I was there, and I haven't been able to kind of replicate that since. So when I saw this degree, I was like, wow, this is actually what I loved going to. I could be a part of organising that or just in some way. So that was really important for me. It's just, I had the feeling that this is kind of where I was meant to be, and I just clicked and went with it. I like the actual content itself. I feel it covers a lot of different areas which I can then use once I leave, but the support for making events happen outside of the course has also been really good, so it's all rounded well off to give us loads of opportunities. We had my first semester in which we covered the kind of psychological side of gaming. So we looked into why people play video games, how they're perceived in industry. Then we also investigated an event, so we got to pick one and cover it in detail, so provide a report about it, about the infrastructure of the city that it's in, so looking at it from more events management kind of perspective. And we also did a module called Events Esports Ecosystems, which was all about how the industry works within itself, so how the teams, where the money goes, how it's reliant on the fans, how the players are supported and other things like that. The main one that we use for most of our lectures is the lab, which we're in now, which we've got PCs that you can probably see right behind me, which we can use for our coursework, but also often we can use this room for events. So now they've opened up the opportunity for students to come and get trained on the equipment here, which we can use to put on events. The events that we run here are student-led, so at the moment our fighting game events are really popular. We've had students even from the University of Warwick travel all the way down here for that, and there's also ones which are open to the general public. So esports, actually, there are a lot of kind of careers that people don't really think are in there. I think the majority of people would just think, oh, they want to be gamers, but there's so much more than that. There's people who will leave here and go to become photographers professionally for esports, videographers, even just broadcast operators or casters, hosters, presenters, all that sort of stuff. And a lot of the knowledge that we learn about is actually useful for other areas. So for example, we're investigating how broadcasting works, which I can take that knowledge then and go work, for example, in the TV industry, because it's very, very similar. Don't be worried about what it could be, and just kind of come and check it out, because that's what I was like. I was kind of hesitant about applying because, like I mentioned, I wasn't sure how they would make this a course, because this isn't the only way into esports, but I do feel it does give me a lot of advantages, like the connections I've made and the experience I'm gaining. So as long as you genuinely do enjoy the industry, then you should probably come and study here.